Hi guys, welcome to Manhood Explained. My name is Kamil. Today is 27th of April 2020. Welcome to video number 122. Today, as requested, we're going to talk about fixing and enlarging your junk. You asked for it. Let's go. Listen, I understand that in 99.9999% chance this is all a request, that being really a sarcastic joke. But because many of us are, I don't know many, but this is known stuff that you get this kind of emails about this kind of stuff. So I assume if they're still coming, it means that some of you might kind of be interested in the thing, in the subject. So I thought, let me just think how far would I be able to go with this subject. But if I'm wrong, if there's any constellation that I'm wrong, brother, if you really have issues with the size of your junk, or the problem, you see that it seems to be a problem with your premature ejaculation, see the doctor. Go and see specialists who will be able to look at it and do something about it. And then don't go to the doctor sitting in the back of the van in a dark alley, because giving some fancy guy with a knife possibility to tweak your junk, I wouldn't go for it. But but that being said, just go see a doctor. But that being said, let's just go and see how this whole subject might have some merit to itself. Listen, first of all, you've got to understand one thing. My generation was the last generation that saw the world without internet. I was born in 1981 in Poland, and listen, I've been aware, and I saw how the world and childhood looks like when there's no internet. And you've got to understand that most of the stuff that we learned about sexuality, we learned basically by seeing magazines or asking our parents. And this is exactly what happened. Do you know how? Well, now I told you how I learned about what does condom mean. I basically asked my dad. And how did we learn about the sexuality and how this whole act looks like? According to my mom, because I don't really remember this moment, we asked her, what does virgin mean? Now, the problem with your generation, because many of you will be younger than me who are watching this video, especially the brother that asked me that question, you've got to understand that if you are in this generation, you learn about sexuality from basically porn sites. And the problem with that is that many psychologists, many sexuologists say that this is a problem, because first thing that you learn is that you get so obsessed with sexuality, and it's normal, especially for us guys, because let's say from age like 13 to more or less 30, when this curve starts to kind of flatten up, we are obsessed with sexuality. And if you're obsessed with it, and then you learn how to deal with it from the porn sites, it's like learning how to drive a car, watching a video of training for like very experienced racing drivers. Trust me, there is no drifting on test. And there's no jumping with your car, running at 200 miles per hour when you're gonna go driving through the city. Because if you'll do that, you're not gonna pass the test, and if you do that, you're probably gonna hurt someone. You're gonna end up in jail, in hospital, or dead. So that's why don't learn about your sexuality from the porn sites. You've got to understand there's completely no comparison. There's nothing there that you're gonna see on those sites that will have any kind of implication what's gonna happen in your own bedroom, especially if you're in a relationship, because it works completely different. What you see there is it's like extreme sports, people who are doing it for years and having some techniques to do this whole thing, and they do that, and what you see is an act. We all know that story is not really a strong side of this whole movie industry. So there is no foreplay. There's no emotions. There's no kind of romance that you will need in your relationship. But we're gonna come back to that. But the whole problem is that you get so obsessed about it, and you think that this is the way to kind of handle this whole thing. And I know because as far as I hear, the younger generation, especially the women's side, they watch more of it and more of it. But don't be don't lie. The kind of you've got to understand that you are so far ahead from where they are that if you plan to kind of deal with this thing by doing what you see on the movie, it's just not going to happen. They will not be able to do those stunts that those ladies do, and you're gonna be you're not gonna be satisfied with the whole thing if you think that that's things gonna happen. You're gonna take it to your relationship. I may be wrong, but in most of the cases, it's just not gonna happen. So don't learn about this whole thing from those sites. Second thing, you need to understand that especially in a relationship, especially if you got a girl who is like a normal human being, not extreme sports in this kind of area, they will need more of your emotions, more of you being there, and especially they will need your relationship to be a happy one. They want you to be there, they want you to be involved, they want this whole thing to be an enjoyable experience. And they're not turned on by seeing a beautiful jogger and can see her breast jumping down and you're ready to play. They're not like this. And again, I may be wrong, maybe in your case it's different, but generally in most of the cases it's not going to happen. They'll need more emotions, more security, more you being there for her, and it's completely different dynamic. So what you want to learn is how to be a real guy who she can count on, and the guy who is able to build relationship. Because relationship is much more than just sex, especially if this is something that you build like marriage or something you want to be a long term. If you want to be a porn star, if you want to do this kind of orgy kind of things, I'm not gonna be able to help you. Maybe there are books that'll tell how to be a porn star, for porn stars for dummies or ABC of orgies. I don't know. Maybe there's something like this. If this is the way you want to go with this, just be my guest. But if you want to have a happy relationship with a normal girl, you got to learn how to build a happy relationship and how to kind of get her to the moment that she wants to be with you by not by visuals, but kind of pointing towards her emotions. So don't learn about this whole thing from both sides. And second, learn how to be the guy who she will want to be with, because that's how the reality will look like. And number three, maybe even much important than this whole thing, learn how to get her satisfied sexually. You've got to understand that in your mind, it's not even about the act, it's about putting her first. That's that simple. Because you kind of starting this whole thing, being obsessed about yourself. But you've got to understand that if you want to be happy as a guy, you have to make her happy first. And listen, even if you really have a small junk, if there's really nothing to be proud of, you've got to understand there's so many ways that you can make her happy and satisfied emotionally and physically. You can go oral, you can go with toys, and there's just so many other ways. Don't be obsessed with yourself. Concentrate on her. There are courses, there are videos that you can watch how to concentrate to make her come, how to make her to get orgasm, how to make her squirt. Learn that. Stop being obsessed about yourself. Learn about that, and you will see that the whole game will change. So again, don't be obsessed. Don't learn from porn sites about sexuality. Second, learn how to be a guy that will be able to build relationship that emotionally put her in a state that she wants to be with you, intimately as well. And three, put her on a front and make her happy and satisfied emotionally and sexually. Because this is what I want you to learn from this video. If you're thinking about enlarging your penis and dealing with this premature ejaculation problem, or you have a medical issue and you've got to go talk to the doctor, or you're just obsessed with your own junk. And if you do, then you've got a problem, because you see this whole thing and look at it from completely opposite direction that you should. The whole idea is about to look at her first, build a relationship, take care of her emotionally and then physically. And then if you'll be able to pull that off, she will basically take you to the moon. So the solution is to think about her first. So don't even think about it too much. Do something about it, because investing in that, it's worth every penny. That's it. If you liked this video or you didn't, just give me a shout. What do you think about it? Because I know that sexuality is a very important subject for us. So I'm ready to hear what you've got to say about it. And then if you've got anything that you want me to record about, just give me a shout. I'll be glad to do that. That being said, see you tomorrow.